This is really me being more sarcastic, and I'm not really complaining. You may be misled by the title. What my classes should basically be packed. And I say that because if you look at the violence in this society, I mean, come on. You got little kids, toddler fight clubs, toddler fight clubs, toddler fight clubs. No wonder people are in my toddler martial arts class. I didn't think I would get anybody in those classes. When I first started teaching them, oh, they were packed. Oh my goodness, they were packed. It's only died down to a normal level because it's hard for people to get a toddler up at that time of day. But around the time this video is being recorded, I bet it's going to be packed again because usually around the start of the school year, the numbers go up and then they go down around the summertime, whatever, then they go back up again. You got toddlers fighting, people getting stabbed on the DC Metro or going near the Metro, people getting stabbed, White House aide getting beaten. I read an article about a football player got stabbed, a high school football player got stabbed by a girl with a 12-inch knife. I don't want to name drop more popular YouTubers just to get views. I already have a video where I did that because I felt so strongly about people watching somebody's video, and then you're going to get mad because you don't like what they say, so you're going to start stalking these people instead of just don't watch them anymore. That's what I do when I feel like, especially with those the three most offensive YouTubers, I guess you could say, they start getting on my nerves or whatever, I just don't watch them. If I feel like the contents, it's the same thing, just don't watch it. Just don't watch it. But anyway, my classes should be packed. You got domestic violence going on. Violence is part of the human condition. And you can't always walk around with a gun. So now, even though I don't expect you to just live the rest of your life punching and kicking at the air and taking break falls and punching at other people with pads on, you could at least get to a basic I can ride my bike function with martial arts. You could at least do that. Get to an intermediate level. Or even if you want to go all the way, you get a first degree. If you got a first degree and then stopped, no matter how stiff your body got, you would remember something. There would be something that you'd remember in all of those years of martial arts training that you could use if you had to protect yourself against one person. So, I don't understand why my classes aren't packed. Well, actually, I think I do. I think it's because, number one, you got people who think they can always shoot someone if they get into a bind. Then you got people who think they can always talk their way out of a bind. And then you have people who think that they can always call the cops. And then you have people who think that they can just go crazy. I'll just swing wild, go crazy, and I'll be able to protect myself. Then you got people who think that because they think they bad, and I'm using broken English on purpose, because they think they bad, that means they are bad. They don't work out. They don't even exercise or anything, but they think because they beat up someone back in 1982 or 72 or 62 or 52 or 42 or 32 or 22, that means they can still defend themselves. They haven't worked out since. I tell people, you could end up dying just from the shot of somebody attacking you if you don't just have basic health. I'm not even talking about being fit enough to run a marathon or half marathon or a 5K. If you just did the basic 30 minutes a day exercise that they recommend for all of us, you might be able to survive an attack. A lot of people don't even do that. So, with as dangerous as the world can be, my classes should be packed. Even if you don't come forever, you should, and even if my classes aren't packed, I would think the more popular forms of martial arts would be packed. Although Taekwondo is still the most popular form in the world, MMA is really giving them a run for its money, though. You know, I'm sure. Looks like the most prominent female competitor fighter in the world when it comes to mixed martial arts. I'm not going to say her name to clickbait. That person should be bringing a lot of stuff to judo. So, you know, classes should be packed. My classes should be packed. If my classes aren't packed, those other classes should be packed. It should really be possible for people to be full-time martial arts instructors and not have to work regular jobs. Because that's what the real demand is in terms of defending themselves. But I know a lot of people don't think martial arts works unless it's something that's geared around competition or something that's more martial sport than martial art. They don't think that it works. They think because they see some older, and it's usually they criticize the guys for being older and out of shape. Some older guy you think is out of shape. You think, oh, he can't move. I've seen enough of those guys when I was younger to know that stop judging books by their cover. Especially if they're good at pressure points, they don't have to be able to move. Their timing is to the point, and they've seen so many people come at them with the same. Everybody thinks their attacks are unique too. That's what's funny. You're going to come at them the same way that other people have, and I do it too. I have tired attacks sometimes when I'm sparring. You want to come at them the same way, leading off of that roundhouse kick, because get him on a roundhouse. He'll never expect it. Yeah, okay. I'm going to try to do a double leg. I don't understand how to do the double leg. I've watched it on television, so I think I know how to do the double leg takedown. I'm going to try to tackle him. Yeah. People try to out-grapple strikers. You know, that type of thing. Like they're not going to knee you in the face, hit you in the spine with something, or they have a grappling background themselves. They're just not teaching it at the time. You know, because you have to, when you're marketing whatever it is you're teaching, you have to pick a little zone so that people don't understand what it is they feel you do. You can't say I teach it in totality. They're not going to get that. You have to have a little zone so people can say, oh, I think I know what they're doing, and they feel comfortable with you. So anyway, I've rambled on long enough. Look, I will paraphrase Cat Williams. Why do they call it self-esteem? Because it's your responsibility to have yourself feel better. Why do they call it self-defense? Because it's your responsibility to defend yourself. It's not your parents' responsibility, your husband's or your wife's responsibility. It's not the police's responsibility to protect you 24/7. You need to know how to defend yourself enough for you to be able to get help. Like I said, my classes should be packed. And I don't think I'm turning people into violent people by wanting them to defend themselves. If anything, especially students, especially children who are in environments where they haven't gotten a clue yet that, hey, violence is not cool. When you're an adult, we know we act violent, we go to jail. That's one great thing I've always loved about being an adult. If somebody puts their hands on me, even if I don't beat them up, if the fact that they've tried to assault me is enough for me to be able to get them put in jail. I love that. When you're a child, you don't have that luxury. So for children, people from grades K through 12 who go to public schools, or even some private schools, my classes should definitely be packed with them. Because they can't carry a gun. They can't carry mace. And you know, if you work in an office, you're not supposed to carry a gun either, are you? Nope. So that's why my classes should be packed. Plus, they're inexpensive. If you want to know more, go to the website.